Hey, Real Nerds listeners, your favorite host Ryan here to remind you that social media is great. How great is it? There's many ways you can find the Real Nerds on social media. You can download us on iTunes. You can listen to us streaming on Stitcher Radio. You can call us 720-6nerds5. Aw man, our website is so cool. You can visit our website, realnerdspodcast.com. You want to leave some fan mail? Oh, that's so easy, realnerds@gmail.com. Twitter, we got it, @real_nerds. You can even like us on Facebook. Thank you so much, and hey, enjoy the show.
Hi, this is Jonathan Tiersten from The Perfect House and Sleepaway Camp, and you are listening to the Real Nerds Podcast.
Welcome to Real Nerds Podcast, unofficially the official podcast of Denver Comic-Con. Log on to popcultureclassroom.com to help bring pop culture and comic books to kids around the country. My name is Ryan. With me always is Matthew McConaughey lover James Hart. Say all right, all right, all right.
All right, all right, all right.
And also with me, after a 2-week absence, is Brad. Please don't put nostrils on my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
2 weeks?
Yeah, I think it's been 2 weeks, hasn't
like
it?
2 weeks.
I think I missed
Did
2
you
weeks,
see-
then came back and then missed a week after that.
Whatever, you've been gone a long time.
Oh, so you missed more than just 2 weeks. Yeah, you're right. That's way better.
I came back recently and then left again. So
Yeah. You saw Apes.
I'm trying.
No, you did. You missed Apes. Did you? What did we see the week before that? Fuck, I don't remember.
Some other movie?
I don't remember
That
either.
would've been
Oh my god,
Transformers?
Transformers.
No.
You didn't see Transformers, but you were on the show. That's what it was. Yeah,
I don't think those dogs like each other.
they don't.
Yeah, I was on the show. I didn't see the movie.
That's because we keep them in a cage together, and it's way too small of a cage.
Every week we go see a new movie. This week we saw Tammy, starring Melissa McCarthy. It was great. Stay tuned
was
for the
really
review.
good, yeah.
Oh,
Everybody should
wait.
see
I mean,
Tammy.
we saw Snowpiercer. We're also with some guests. I didn't forget about you, Dan. I'm just telling people what's going on. Fuck.
Yeah.
Relax.
He wants to make sure everybody goes to see Tammy before they listen to you talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we really saw Snowpiercer. Dan, what's up?
Hey,
Welcome back.
thank you.
How's your day going?
Pretty okay.
You know
Nice.
what's funny is earlier today we were talking about the time that you were on the show
That's not funny.
when you fell asleep during the
Yeah.
the Wolverine review, and
Uh.
I didn't know this, but you actually fell asleep during Wolverine on Lisa, whose boyfriend Ryan is here.
What the fuck?
Do you remember that? That was weird. I didn't know about that.
I didn't either.
James, you dick.
Dad told
I
me
know.
about it in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, we on the right over here. It was like
That sounds like. Was it the first thing you said when you got in the car? And it was just like 15 minutes. Of
I fell asleep on your
silence?
girlfriend. I'm so sorry. Oh my god. No, like
That'd have been awesome if you did.
So good. Oh man. Oh.
It was kind of awkward. I almost killed Dad on my way here, but then I realized I wouldn't have been able to find the place since I haven't been here yet.
Oh, that's true.
So I
That's true.
had to keep him alive.
So now he knows where you live and has a
where you
reason to
live.
kill you.
And
So
cooler
that's great.
heads prevail.
Yeah.
And you have Super Monkey Ball on Xbox.
yeah,
That's awesome.
it's. I mean, I had them on GameCube, but that one has both games in it, so that's the only version you need.
Yeah, well, I would never own an Xbox, but if I did, I'd probably have Super Monkey Ball.
Oh, man.
Shots fired! Ouch.
How many times do you have to bring back your Xbox 360?
0.
Oh, you're lucky.
What?
I
Oh,
bought-
because of the 0.
I got the Xbox 360 on launch day, and after my fourth one returned, they sent me like another one. I took it straight to GameStop, and I got myself a Nintendo Wii.
Wow, man. You really had 4 of those things?
Yeah.
Fuck. Sheesh.
And every time I put it in, it like start I'm like, cool, I can play some fucking shitty Xbox game that I haven't played before.
To be fair, I had 2 PS3 Slims in the time that you probably, or in a much shorter period. But I only had only one of them died. The other one still works. So I had one break.
I haven't.
Yeah.
But anyways, we don't talk about shitty game consoles on this podcast.
Shitty last generation.
Yeah.
Come on.
No, if you love Xbox, that's great. That's great. I'm really happy. I'm really happy that you like first-person shooters.
Fucking A.
Every week we go see a new movie. I already mentioned we saw Snowpiercer this week.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for the review of that. We also will play the trailer for you so you can get an idea, because this movie is a little smaller than most of the movies we see during the summer.
Because it was either that or Sex Tape, and we thought...
Or The
Fuck
Purge
it.
Anarchy.
Did you see The Purge 1?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
No.
Then that's why we didn't see The Purge Anarchy.
Oh, I would have seen Snowpiercer. I would have saw Snowpiercer anyways.
You would have
because
seen it.
I would have seen it.
You would have seen
Yeah.
Snowpiercer.
I would have seen Snowpiercer anyways because it's awesome. Brad, you've been back in a while. What's the status update of Jean-Claude Van Damme's damn van? No one gives a shit. Moving on to just kidding. What's going on with your movie?
No, I know you don't care.
I do care.
Do you really want to know?
I asked.
That's good.
No, you made a joke about me.
Fucking A.
I didn't make a joke about you. I made a joke about the movie that you were making.
Oh, fuck, that makes me feel better.
Okay. No, what's the update with that?
It's getting awkward like Dan's
I'm
car
hoping.
rides in here.
Shut up over there. I'll beat you with the shoe again. Friday, I think we're going to shoot our last bit of footage, I hope.
Very cool.
So
Cool.
Shooting for an October premiere?
Yep. So 2 months of post, and hopefully that works out.
Wow.
Yeah, so if you can do that in 2 months, they can get Star Wars Episode 7 done. I mean, really.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. Did
You're
anybody
just
break
one
their
man.
leg on your shoot?
What?
Did anybody break their leg on your shoot?
I broke everyone's legs on that shoot.
He was driving the van.
That's how we kept him on this. On the
Well, Cougar,
set.
you've wrapped. Thanks. Good job. Crack.
There was a really cool picture on your Facebook feed of the Double Team van.
Oh.
And it's funny because it's a joke, guys. Double Team.
Oh!
Because there's 2 guys
There's 2 guys.
Now I get it.
in the van.
Yep.
They're double teaming flowers.
Nice.
What?
Yep.
Yep. Anyways, we can look forward to that. Are you going to debut at an open screen night, or are you planning something bigger?
No, it's too long for open screen night. We're going to rent out the Bug Theater, hopefully.
Holy shit.
If there's space. And then
How long is it?
It's going to be like 20 or 30 minutes.
Wow.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
It's a whole goddamn movie.
How much-
4 or 5 months worth of shooting, huh?
How much does it cost to rent out a whole theater?
It's the bug, so it's like $15.
Aw, what the fuck? Thank
Person
you.
from the Bugs.
I'm
like,
just
hey, man,
kidding.
what the fuck?
I don't know. It varies. It depends on when we're going to do it, because I guess they're getting a whole lot of rentals happening during October, because there's like horror plays and horror festivals going on.
Really?
So a lot of people are competing for the time, especially the weekends, but we'll probably have a weekday because it'll be cheaper. And
Cool.
yeah, and we're going to have skits and stuff before the premiere, Q&A. We're going to have the van roll up outside, roll out the red carpet, have all the actors come out,
Oh, that's cool.
banners and posters of all the characters.
And that,
We're going to go all out.
That really is a cool theater, too, because it's the one that's got the bar inside, so you can get slosh before the movie even starts.
Nope.
Doesn't it?
You're thinking of
Isn't
the
it?
Oriental.
No. The Oriental is outside. Isn't the bug... Anyway, never mind.
No, the Bug, like they have a bar, but it's like
Yeah.
it's like a wet bar in someone's house. They have like a popcorn machine and like a little rack of maybe they don't really have alcohol. They have wine.
What's
But-
the one where... what's the one where for the 48-hour film festival was?
That's the Oriental.
Okay.
Cool story, guys.
One year is the Gothic. Is that what you're thinking
The
of?
Gothic. It's the
Okay.
Gothic I'm thinking of. Never mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's been at the Oriental the last 2 years. So
Yeah.
3 years ago, you must have seen it at the Gothic.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking of. Anyway.
Ryan, wake up the audience.
I can't. Jeez, I'm asleep. Fuck, guys.
Hey, you asked me.
Yeah, I know. I thought you were going to be a little more excited about it, you know.
Well, I derailed it with my need for booze.
Yeah.
You need for boobs.
Booze.
But anyway, it is
Boobs.
exciting,
Oh, boobs is
and
good.
I'll let people know more once.
You have
we
the
cut
full
a trailer.
support of Real Nerds Podcast.
Awesome. I expect to see you all there.
Yeah, good.
Baby or no baby.
I'll bring my baby. Be like,
Please don't bring your baby.
watch this. Watch this.
Cries through the whole fucking thing. I'm just staying on stage fuming. Son of a bitch.
I will. And I'll wake him up. Like,
Yeah.
cry.
Ryan just gets up
Cry.
in the middle of the movie. My baby hates this movie and runs out.
What is this cinematic piece of shit?
I've scarred my baby for life.
Now we talk about movies. But guess what, guys?
What?
After a 2-month absence, fan mail.
Fan mail!
Our buddy Dan from Ohio wrote in.
Oh, wow, cool.
He says, greetings. I have to say I agree with much of your review of Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Oh, despite the fact that Brad named it Yawn of the Planet of the Apes. Oh, good.
It's
Oh,
too
man.
delicious to skip
Well,
that.
remember he did this a couple years ago, too, when he called it Battle Shit. And we,
That's true, and we both really liked Battleship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
but
else
that
are we
one,
gonna call
that one
it?
is really tempting.
Spawn of the Planet of the Apes? I don't know.
That's not funny.
Pawn of the Planet of the Apes?
That's okay. Yeah,
Fawn.
Fawn
Fun.
was more accurate.
Fun of the Planet of the Apes.
Though the original Planet of the Apes is still my favorite. one of the most pleasant surprises of Dawn was a continuation of the ape characters from the first film, Rocket, Maurice, etc. I agree. Maurice was really cool in that movie.
Oh my god, yeah.
For some reason, I never gave much thought to them when coming into the sequel, but it makes the series more cohesive. Apes together strong.
Yeah, like with the sticks in the last movie. Yeah.
I also appreciated that Dawn of the Planet of the Apes addressed socio-political issues, which is a mainstay in the series that was somewhat absent in the last film. However, I was disappointed in the lack of callbacks to the original films, especially given that it was essentially rebooting Planet for the Battle of the Apes. On a related note, since you are also a comic book cast, I would like to recommend Planet of the Apes miniseries Catalysm, which serves as a prequel to the original film. It presents an interesting vision that tries to answer some of the open questions the film left unanswered. Regards, Dan.
That's cool.
I love when people agree with us. It makes it a lot more easier to talk and read their articles, their emails. Because we get hate mail, I just don't read them because you know what? We're the best fucking movie podcast you can listen to.
All right, now it's getting weird.
It's only weird because I'm rubbing you.
I just like it when Dan doesn't write in to tell me that we're wrong about Twilight. That makes me happy.
Has that guy done that before? That same
Yeah.
Dan from Ohio?
He has some interesting points.
He's the only person that we've gotten an email from about Twilight that actually has legitimate.
Yeah, like
Wait, let me start over. That actually has legitimate arguments for Twilight. You like how I did like a retake? Like the first take wasn't good enough. Like Brad was directing me, and then he's like, "Dude, no, you don't say legitimate. You say legitimate. Like it's a question."
I got it.
Okay, when you have to explain your jokes, they're not funny. So thanks for writing in, Dan. We appreciate it.
Yeah, cool.
Glad to know you're still listening. Somewhere out there, over the rainbow.
It's in Ohio. That's a real place.
Yeah, I was
is.
born
Like
there.
Ohio. Yeah, Cincinnati.
Oh, Cincinnati's a piece of shit. But
Oh,
I mean,
on.
if you go to Cleveland, that's a
parts
nice
of it.
place of Ohio.
Unless, of course, you listen to our show in Cincinnati, then
No, Cleveland's where it's at. Cleveland's like the most beautiful city you can visit in America.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
There's
Sorry,
like no
Dan.
life in this podcast today, guys. I'm saying jokes, and you're all just sitting there looking at me like I'm an asshole. I'm trying to get a rise out of anybody. You're like, maybe Cleveland is a nice place. No, Cleveland fucking sucks.
It was nice enough for the Drew Carey show.
yeah,
I
he
don't
said
care.
Cleveland rocks.
They did.
Yeah.
It was rocks enough.
You know what Cleveland sucks at? Playing the Denver Broncos.
You know, it wasn't actually like filmed in Cleveland. Probably that show.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
You know what was filmed in Cleveland? Draft Day. We saw that this year.
did you? I didn't see that.
Oh, yeah, it's me and Brad. Me and Brad saw it this year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kevin Costner.
Me, Brad and I, not
Was
me
that-
and Brad.
was
I don't
that-
give a shit what you say. Don't make me pull your mic off and make you not have a voice on this podcast, Dan.
Oh my God.
This is the stuff we've been watching.
So, yeah, this is the stuff we've been watching.
It got really dark in here
Uh,
because it was
It's
fun.
literally dark in here.
I tried to turn this light on, but you unplugged it to make room for this
It's
recording.
natural lighting, guys, because everybody looks so great in natural
I just wanted it to
lighting.
feel kind of sexy, so I lit the candles.
You know, those blueberry scone candles from Yankee Candle only go so far, James.
Every joke of this podcast is like a lead weight.
I know.
Blood
Every
everywhere.
time someone says something, this podcast just like drops, like no one knows what to say.
We're like, we've been split up so much, like doing our own things that like the wavelength
Oh, whoa, whoa,
is disrupted.
let's back up. We.
What's his
we?
You were gone
We've
when we
been
were
here.
doing it.
I'm always here. Always. Speaking of which, next week, guys, I'm just kidding. Yeah, so this week I watched several things. I rewatched the first Austin Powers, which I haven't seen in years. Still funny, and I still kind of enjoy the movies.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting watching it and where it became, because the first one is more of just a send-up of, you know, old spy movies and
Right.
just goofy things. You know, when Dr. Evil says, "No, I'm going to slowly lower him into this vat and close the door and assume everything goes okay." It's just really funny. And Mike Myers commits wholeheartedly to the role. It's just lots of fun.
The roles.
The roles, that is correct. He's only
Yeah.
2 in that one.
Yeah, then it gets weird.
Yeah, they're still funny.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
still
even
I love Steven Spielberg's cameo in the third one.
yeah. It's actually one of the actually, Will Ferrell to me is always best when he's just doing cameos, but Will Ferrell's cameo in the second one as the guy that will tell you what you want if you ask it 3 times. Like that's a really good James Bondy kind of joke. Yeah, even the second one I think is still good.
Yeah, they're fun. I enjoy them.
I think I've only seen the third one like once, so
Yeah, it was boring.
I'm not even sure that I can like correctly critique it.
The beginning of 3 is good, and then
It is.
I don't know. I forget
When
what
Steven
happens.
Spielberg holds up the Oscars, like, yeah, actually, my friend here thinks it's being directed just fine. See, stuff like that's awesome. I also watched the third Lost Boys movie called The Thirst. I forgot to mention a couple weeks ago I watched the second one.
And the second one is The Tribe, which is
Yeah.
the one from like 5 years ago, where
Yeah.
like at the end, like the two Corys come together on a park bench.
Yep, that was the last movie Corey Haim was in.
I seen that one. It wasn't good.
It was all right. The third one's actually not too bad
Really?
because they focus more on Corey Feldman's Frog, one of the Frog brothers. He plays Edgar Frog in it.
Yeah,
And it focuses on his kind of zany character, over-the-top vampire hunter. He's actually pretty fun in the movies. I think Corey Feldman is actually pretty fun in his early movies. And then he started acting like Michael Jackson and got weird.
I was gonna say, like, is he actually still entertaining? Because from what I've heard at that one convention we went to, he's kind of a dick in real life.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he was fun, and the movie is actually way better than the second one. This one, there's a rave happening in a California town, and they're all given this drug that has been
Ecstasy?
laced. No, it's called the Thirst.
Oh, okay.
It's been laced with vampire blood, and it's creating an army of vampires. And then there's this huge mystery going on throughout it. It's pretty entertaining, and it's bloody and gory. Has boobs in it. You know,
Yeah, because
all the stuff you need in movies, and it has an updated of "Cry, Little Sister." You know that song from the first one when all the vampires are flying. No, God, you guys never seen
No.
Lost Boys? Everyone,
I
what the
see it.
fuck is going on in this podcast? Are you guys movie fans or not? Really, you've never seen any of the
Wait.
Lost Boys?
didn't
Yeah, I have never seen any of the Lost Boys.
didn't
Me
you
neither.
and I watch Lost Boys 2 like together, like on TV?
It was on TV. I don't know if we watched the whole thing. I saw parts of it.
Huh.
There was like this girl, and there was some vampires, and that was about it. That's all I remember.
Sounds like that sounds like Lost Boys too.
Yeah, that's Lost Boys: The Tribe. Yeah.
But you should see the first Lost Boys because Kiefer Sutherland is awesome in it.
Oh, that's right. I forgot he was.
He
in
plays like the really cool, sexy leader of the vampires.
That. He's the sexy
David,
vampire.
I think's his name in it, if I remember right. No, maybe David is Jason Patrick's character. I don't remember. It's a great movie, though. It's directed by that homo, Joel Schumacher.
Oh my god!
Oh.
Holy shit!
Oh, good. I can get a rise out of people.
Fuck
Jeez.
me!
You know,
Oh.
I love watching interviews with
Be
Joel
careful.
Schumacher.
They have AIDS.
He's really entertaining in interviews,
Yeah,
Schumacher.
Joel Schumacher has some really good movies.
Yeah.
Like, he was good at shit, just not Batman.
Yeah.
And only half good at The Phantom.
One word:
the opera.
bat nipples.
Disagree.
Phantom. We were just talking about.
That's
Billy
2
Zane in
words.
The car.
No, not the. Well, yeah. Phantom of the Opera is what I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
Billy Zane's Phantom, also not very good, but
Schumacher's not responsible for that.
but not Schumacher's fault.
I was just really excited that someone else recognized the Phantom.
I just feel like any.
Dan had no idea what I was talking about.
Oh, yeah,
he
he's-
was the one talking about Billy Zane movies for some reason. How did we even get on that?
He's like a horrible version of the Punisher dressed entirely in purple. And he runs around in the jungle.
Here, I'll give you 2 great Billy Zane performances:
Okay, good.
Titanic and Demon Knight.
Demon Knight.
Back to the Future.
When is he in Back to the Future?
He's one of the BIS gang guys.
Yeah, but I'm
Is he
talking about
really?
like a really strong performance. He's really not. He doesn't say too much. And Demon Knight, he plays this demon who is crazy. It's awesome.
Is it nighttime?
It is, but it's a Knight.
I'm just saying he acts so well in Back to the Future that he doesn't stand out.
Gotcha. He blends in. He fits right into the 50s motif.
That's right.
He's one of those guys?
Yeah.
Wow. I don't remember that at all. I guess I gotta go watch Back to the Future again.
Yeah.
Well,
For
he's-
Billy Zane's performance.
It's always one of those
Or
things.
non-performance.
Because it's not good.
If you watch the movie Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Ben Affleck's in it. He plays basketball in it. Ben Affleck's first role
I do
in the
kind of
movie
remember that, yeah.
is Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
But then you gotta watch that movie more than once. And it's... meh.
There's worse things.
There are worse... Yes, there are worse things. Yeah. Cool, what else do you watch?
Actually, James really got me on this kick to watch List of Shame movies. And so I've been scouring Amazon or movie stores, and I keep on grabbing all these classics. And the one I watched this week is All About Eve. I don't know if any of you guys have ever seen All About Eve. It's been,
No, but they had it at the Alamo a while back, and I didn't...
yeah,
I
it's
never even heard of it.
it's actually the most decorated film by the Academy
Really?
until Titanic. 14 nominations, it won 6. for Best Supporting Actress, Best Movie, Best Director, Best Screenplay.
So
And 11 other things.
Yeah.
is the whole thing really about Eve?
It is about Eve.
The whole thing.
Pretty
All of
much,
it.
guys.
Okay.
It's actually the movie.
It's really
is,
mostly about Eve.
I want to say maybe the best script I've ever been. I don't know how to say it. It's the best script you've heard.
Yeah.
Sure. The premise of the movie is there's this new young, hot Broadway star. Her name's Eve Harrington, and she's getting an award at this dinner. And it's being as she's about to accept this award, this guy is narrating what's happening, and he's talking about before it wasn't about Eve, now it's all about Eve. And then they do this flashbacks, and each of Betty Davis, George Saunders, and I forget the other guy's name, all have interweaving monologues over the movie, and they're telling the story of Eve. And Eve starts off as this naive girl who's in love with Betty Davis's fading actress named Margot Channing.
Margot fuck.
Margot fuck Channing.
Margot fuck yourself.
It's Margot Channing, and she is the star of this really hot play in Broadway, and the playwright is really like an up-and-coming playwright, but her star is fading. And Eve just wants her. It's like stalking before there was stalking.
Yeah.
And what's her name? The lady who plays Eve is amazing, and I can't remember her name, so I guess whatever. But anyways, she starts off as this really naive woman, and all she wants to do is be a part of Margot's life, and so she becomes her assistant. But slowly through the movie, you can see that she's just playing everybody, and she's turning people against each other. She's, as being her assistant, she sent a telegram to Margot's husband saying that she loved him and that his birthday party's coming, and when he called, she didn't know anything about it. It's like a really kind of dark movie and funny at the same time. It's amazing. Betty Davis is fantastic in it. You really, really should see it. The dialogue is clever. There's really no action scenes. It's literally from scene to scene of people just talking. And it's about 2.5 hours long, but it goes by really fast.
Wow.
And as the story unfolds, and you just see that this girl Eve is just a conniving woman, but she plays innocent. It's a wonderful movie. I highly recommend people see this movie.
Very cool. I'll have to put that on my list.
Yeah, you should. It surprised me because, I looked it up, and I think it's in the top 250 on IMDb.
Wow.
It has 100% critics' approval rating on Metacritic. And I can see why. I mean, it's a movie, if you're an actor, is a movie you want to be in, because Eve has this monologue where she talks about why she ended up in New York, and it's about 5-6 minutes long, and no one else interrupts her. It's just this long monologue. It's amazing. So I highly recommend to see All About Eve, and the Blu-ray has tons of special features too. So it's a good Blu-ray that I got for $5 on Amazon. So
You got it for $5?
yeah.
Fuck, it's 12 now. This is bullshit. God damn it.
See, if you would have got it 3 weeks ago,
Fuck.
you can
come
borrow
back.
it, James. Like I've had your Rebecca and your Mud.
Oh, yeah, you got to watch Rebecca. Oh, man.
And the last thing I watched was 24's series finale.
Still no first contact?
Nope.
Oh.
Well, no, it's hard because I told this last week to James. Obviously, did you listen to the episode last week? You piece of shit, you didn't.
No, I did.
My wife and I have had similar schedules, so she's always home. So it's hard for me to watch those movies with my wife because
She'll just sit there and be like,
yeah,
robots.
So make her get another job.
she does have one.
Right down here.
But it's hard for me for my wife to sit through those because she's already uncomfortable because she's almost 8 months pregnant, and so if I put in a movie, it has to be somewhat entertaining.
Yeah.
And that movie, well, I think they are entertaining. I don't think my wife does at all because when
she might genuinely like First Contact. She might. I don't know.
I'll tell you a funny story. I was
She
watching.
might.
I think I was watching. Is either Search for Spock or Wrath of Khan, and she came home. She's like, "Oh, you're watching that Star Trek shit again?" And then she went into the bedroom and slammed the door. I don't know if she meant to slam the door, but she shut the door in a forceful manner. I can't believe you're watching this. And I had the surround sound on, so it was really loud. I said, I need to hear Captain Kirk. Oh, fuck, I totally forgot. Before we get into 24, I said Captain Kirk. I actually did watch 2 other things. I'm sorry. I went to Second Spin. I haven't been there for so long.
Yeah.
And they actually had the Scream Factory Blu-ray that was used, and in it was... it's Visiting Hours and some other movie that's part of a 2-pack. Fuck, I can't remember it. But anyways, I'll just talk about Visiting Hours because it's the one that stood out. Visiting Hours has William Shatner in it, and that's why I decided to get it. And it's about this... It's actually kind of a... Go ahead.
Bad Dreams.
Bad Dreams. Oh, yeah, Bad Dreams is like a Freddy Krueger knockoff, but it's really bloody and gory, so it's kind of cool. But in Visiting Hours, it's actually a really effective thriller. Michael Ironside plays a serial killer who hates women, and this news reporter played
Don't
by Lee
all
Pace.
serial killers hate women? Is that just
Maybe.
Anyway.
Lee Pace plays a news reporter who talks about this woman who defended herself and shot her husband and killed her husband when he was trying to kill her.
So this is like recent.
No, it's like 82.
Lee Pace?
Yeah. Oh, maybe. What's the name of the actress in it? Are you on IMDb?
Oh, no, I'm
Something
not.
like that.
Lee Pace is the guy from like Pushing Daisies and
Oh, that's right.
The Hobbit. But anyway, sorry, go ahead.
Anyway, so she gets attacked by Michael Ironside's character in her house, and her boss is William Shatner. And she goes to a hospital, and in this hospital, he's terrorizing these people trying to find her because she survived his attack. And the movie is really well shot. The director did tons of POVs and lots of tracking shots. I mean, he has a couple shots that just last for 10 minutes of Michael Ironside's character walking down a hall and like the camera just moving around him. It's really cool. And then when I was watching the special features with the writer of it, and he really wanted William Shatner to play the bad guy. And I wish he did, because in this, William Shatner's really just the guy who's the guy there. Like, he has really no arc.
Yeah.
So it's a bummer, but still good. Still kept on waiting for him to say Klingon bastards, but it did not.
So it's cool when like some 1982 horror movie has long shots of people walking down hallways, but when Aaron Sorkin does it, it's fucking stupid bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
Because it's just garbage that comes out of people's mouth because he wrote it.
God damn it.
Just
Put
kidding.
some garbage in your mouth. It's garbage coming out of your mouth
I
now.
don't want wiener in my mouth.
Burn.
Anyway, so the series finale of 24, I actually thought was pretty great. I think
Did they ever jump forward in time?
they did.
Okay.
It was pretty close to what you said was going to be, except the character was different.
Yeah.
But the character, fuck it, we'll spoil it. Yeah. So the end of the previous...
No, tell them what I said first, and then tell them what really happened.
So...
Why don't you tell us what you
So
said?
Brad's original theory was that Jack Bauer was going to die a hero, and because they've been setting up that Jack's a traitor, and the series ended originally as Jack running away, going dark because he's a traitor.
Yeah.
And then they're setting up that President Heller was going to die.
Yeah, the preview for next week made it seem like, they had a coffin with a flag on it, so I was like, well, who, as a main character, would warrant deserving of that shot? Either the president himself or Jack Bauer.
Yeah, and so then Brad said, well, the jump forward is going to be, it's going to take 12 hours to go from London to L.A.
To carry a coffin
to carry
back.
a coffin.
Ah.
Which it did. It actually did. That was the jump forward in time.
That's cool.
And it's in the penultimate episode, Audrey's sitting down. She's in a sniper's like crosshairs while Jack is infiltrating a ship because Chinese character from a couple seasons ago,
Seasons 5.
Five.
Yeah.
who tortured Jack, ordered the U.S. submarine fired on a Chinese aircraft carrier and sank it. So there is escalating to World War III, basically, unless Jack could prove that what was the guy's name?
Chang
Z,
yeah.
something like that,
Chang.
was alive.
Racists.
So
That's his name. His name is Chang.
So
What the
Jack
fuck?
is infiltrating the ship while Audrey is in a sniper's crosshairs. If she gets up, they're going to kill her. In it, Agent... I can't remember people's names today. Morgan, thank you. Saves her, and as they're walking away, a second sniper shoots Audrey and kills her, which is the president's daughter. And so when Jack finds out about this, it's like a tour de force of acting by Kiefer Sutherland.
First, he's ready to kill himself.
Yeah, he's like going to kill himself, and he's crying, and he's wrapped with guilt. And then he like puts the gun down, and then he's just filled with rage, and he just murders like 30 people. And
throws a
Just random people? Does he
throws a
just, like-
butcher knife at one henchman. And
Yeah, it's people on the ship that he was trying to.
Gotcha.
just like murdering
Yeah.
them. I mean, he was going against like 30 of them. It's kind of
He just
is great.
he goes nuts. It's a very like fan servicey
It is. It's,
sequence, and I liked that.
I actually pumped my fist. I was like, "Yeah, Jack!" And then he grabbed Chang, and he was showing him to the Chinese president, so the Chinese president could say, "Oh, yeah, he is responsible for the thing." And he chopped his head off with a sword. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome. So here's the problem I have with 24.
Oh my gosh, one of these guys.
Because they did two things this season that I thought were really dumb.
Mm-hmm.
One of them was that.
Chopping a guy's head off?
Now, okay, all the the viewers wanted to see something like that happen.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. Like as a viewer, I saw that happen. I was like,
You were like,
yeah.
oh, man, I want to see this guy's head get chopped off.
However, the Chinese government would want him alive to serve justice.
Well, that's if
Yeah,
the
but it
United...
doesn't-
Well,
And if Jack kills him,
I've only
Wait,
seen
wait,
a
wait.
little bit of Jack Bauer's show, but doesn't Jack Bauer just like kill people he doesn't like?
wait. I
Isn't that Jack
I
Bauer?
can put a kibosh on that argument. The United States and Chinese don't have diplomatic relationships, so the United States would never release a prisoner on the United States to the Chinese, so it won't matter. Sorry.
okay, so
plus, Jack doesn't quite follow the rules anymore. So
Yeah.
sure. So, and speaking of Jack not following the rules, do we care about spoiling the other person, the other important character he kills?
No, you already spoiled the whole season.
The terrorist woman.
Mm-hmm. Throws her out a window? That was awesome.
Yeah,
yeah, we talked about it already.
yeah. Well,
He wasn't here.
It was a couple
Yeah.
weeks ago.
Okay, go ahead.
the problem that I had with that is that he does that,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought, oh, so there's going to be like some repercussions for that. No, nobody mentions it.
I think Jack says something like, "Oh, she was resisting arrest or something." So we have to take care of
No,
her.
no, they don't bring it up at all.
I swear
They don't bring it up.
Huh.
Okay.
He throws her out of a window, and that's it, and nobody cares, and everyone's fine with it.
Hey.
It's like, yeah, let's not prosecute. Let's nothing.
World War III is coming. There are people falling from the sky
Fuck
all
it.
the time.
Hashtag
Nobody
fuck
knows.
it. Throw Lady Stark out of a window.
Hey, it's okay.
We'll get there.
So you want a terrorist to be like face the United States justice? Who cares?
Now-
I'd rather see her fly out a window and hit splat.
Yeah, and again, as a viewer, I would too. But I don't think they're writing the show in a smart way at all. If they're doing that at the cost of like the story.
Actually, I think the reason he does do that is because in previous seasons he let people live and it came back to haunt him.
Okay, yeah.
Whether as Nina or
Yeah, but he's saying like you think with as much as the government sticks to regulations, they probably would have stopped him. Like they've stopped Jack before after like
but no one was with him.
doing his own thing.
He's the only one in that.
But I'm
room.
guessing because of the
Just
threat of the
him.
override device, they just let it go.
It was just him, her, and a window, man.
Yeah, hey, he's a lone wolf.
Like stuff like that actually makes it harder for me to recommend the show to other people because
Really?
Because I can't something like that happens, then I can't go, oh, it's really smartly written because it's kind of not. I like the show a whole lot.
So I mean, where
But-
would you go from there? Just have her. I mean, the only thing is you have her arrested and then she just goes away. I mean,
Well,
what other?
Not necessarily.
And hold on.
I don't know if there's a better answer. I don't know if there's a way to make it interesting, but it's the simple solution of let's throw out our window and really get people excited about it. I just don't think that's smart.
Now, I will say, like, the consequences of killing somebody all willy-nilly when you work for the government might not actually happen within 12 hours of you doing it. So, like, you could argue, and I think I am, that 24 is not actually a show about consequences because all of the stuff happens and then they skip 2 years forward and skip all of the actual consequences, the like bureaucratic consequences of that stuff. So all they do is like
okay.
they say things about how Jack Bauer he's a lone wolf and he goes and does shit and then like something crazy happens and World War III is going to knock off and then he like throws people out of windows and then the next day people come to, or in this case 13 hours later, people come to him and go like, dude, that was some fucked up shit you did. We still haven't cleaned her off the pavement yet, man. Like, yes, you stopped World War III, but like, there were children down on the street, man.
But I would also argue that Jack has suffered lots of consequences for what he's done. Whether it's Audrey being tortured, his wife being murdered, his family always being in trouble.
They should force
getting kidnapped.
Like the whole thing with Chang.
So
they should force him into retirement.
So I mean, he's learned that he can't let these people go because these people come, whether it's Tony Almeida or whoever comes back and gets him. So he knows, and he's already off the grid anyways. He's already gonna, if he gets arrested, he's going to go to prison for the rest of his life anyways. Everyone thinks he's a traitor. Who cares if he kills a terrorist?
He got a pardon though.
He did. But I would still pardon him if he killed a terrorist. Who gives a shit? Like, oh no,
he's Jack motherfucking Bauer.
You got rid of the Queen of Hearts and that deck of cards we have. I bet people are crying to tears. Fuck her. I wouldn't care. I wouldn't be standing outside and be like, bring that man to justice. He stopped a missile from hitting a train station. He threw the perpetrator out a window. What an asshole.
Anybody feels stupid for returning Chang Zi to the Chinese that one time?
Yeah.
Because now it came back and bit him in the ass again.
But, you know, I will say the part that actually did break my heart in it is President Heller is suffering from Alzheimer's, and his daughter is being, her casket is being carried across, and he's telling Stephen Fry, who plays a prime minister of England, that he says, it's, you know, I'm going to forget this day, and I'm going to forget that my daughter died horribly. And it's like this really sad moment because he realizes he'll never remember how his daughter died. And he talked about how he saw this beautiful woman on his desk, and then he realized it was his daughter. And it's pretty great.
Yeah, I thought that was all right. I thought that they were talking that because this was going to be a short season, that there was going to be a time jump at some point, and I thought it was really lame the way they did that. Oh, just a little epilogue. It was just the right little epilogue.
Yeah, I mean,
so it's not like
no. It was like 11 hours and 50 minutes sequentially, and then the last 10 minutes was 12 hours later.
Yeah,
so
that's the only thing. I mean, I was thinking that maybe a terrorist attack would happen, and then it jumped forward like an hour or so.
I was kind of hoping that it would do something like that.
But, the aftermath.
You know, I think that would have been way more interesting than what they did.
Yeah.
Whatever. But I liked it. If there's 24 season 30 or whatever the fuck is the next one, I'll watch that. Like,
that's what I think. Like this, if that's not the end, if they're going to do another miniseries, that ending works great. But if it's really the end of the show,
they have it set up for another series, and if that is the end of it, that's lame.
I read an article, an interview with the showrunner of it, and the original ending was Jack being killed, and he realized as they're writing the scripts that it was stronger than they thought, and they might be able to get another season out of it. Well, so then they changed it.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
I guess.
You know what I think would be great is like 12 hours him escaping Russia. You know.
Yeah. That's what I said for season 6 should have been 24 hours of him escaping China.
Yeah, just escaping. Like there's no moles, there's no CIA.
Yeah.
You know, maybe Agent Morgan comes to break him out, and
there's no president.
They have to bring her back.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she was
absolutely
great. But she gets him out, and they have to like fight their way across Russia because he has tons of enemies in Russia. So I think it'd be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
But I'm not in charge.
For sure.
He says spend 12 hours getting back to his daughter. That's the end of the series.
And she'll be naked taking a shower. That'd be awesome.
What?
James, what did you watch this week?
Honestly, I didn't watch a whole lot. I've got, it's all stuff that we've talked about before. But I do want to talk about. Dan and I this week watched the 3rd episode of Leftovers, which that show is interesting at the very least. Like what's really cool about this episode is that the main characters, as we were introduced to them in the first couple episodes, are not even in this episode. Like the daughter's aren't in, or the daughter's not in the episode, the son's not in the episode.
Right.
The dad is, but only in like one quick scene.
One scene.
He pops in and waves at the camera and is like, "Hey, bye guys," and he's out. So the whole episode is about this reverend. If you didn't listen to the earlier episode about the Leftovers, basically a rapture-like event has taken away 2% of the entire population of the Earth, and there's no real like rhyme or reason as to who went and who didn't. And there's this pastor in the town who is, because a lot of people are going around and saying like, "Oh man, we have to remember all these heroes," and like they're putting everybody who disappeared up on a pedestal. He's going around and like deliberately trying to find the dirty secrets that those people had, and then he's publishing them in a magazine and like going to public areas and like yelling about like, this man, you know, gambled away his children's entire college fund and stuff like that. And it's a very, if you're like me and you really like Damon Lindelof, it's a very Damon Lindelof episode, mostly because they're that character becomes this sort of faith-based character who is very, very tested, and basically he, at the beginning of the episode, sort of finds out that like he's going to lose the land where his church is on, and so he's got to find $130,000 in one day. And then it just follows that one arc, and we learn pretty much everything about that character in one episode. And you could watch the episode if you knew the basics of that show. You could watch just that episode as like a mini movie.
Oh, yeah, totally. As like, just like this one little self-succinct story, or whatever the phrase.
And it would be
is.
absolutely fascinating and a really cool character arc, and would stick with you in some of the ways that it has sort of stuck with me.
I was really surprised that because the other two episodes weren't really like that.
No.
There was a lot of jumping around, a lot of showing other stuff going on. And
yeah,
I mean,
or at least it felt like they were building sort of a season-long arc with those two episodes. This one is like just telling you who this guy is. And he does, like, we find out that his sister is the Nora, what's her name? Her first name is Nora, and she lost her whole family, so both her kids and her husband disappeared. And so she became like this celebrity in the town. And the scene between the two of them, like, we knew before this that they were friends for some reason and couldn't understand why, because like he seems like such a douche. And in this episode, when you find out like what happened to him on the day that all the people disappeared, and what he's actually going through, like, you kind of get him more. But there's this really wonderful scene where they're talking about the two of them. You know, he's talking to his sister, and she basically says, like, "Do you have any idea what happened?" And he's like, "No, I really don't." And he gets mad at her because she has lost her faith, and he's like, "You know what?" And she says to him, "If this is a test, I think you're the one who's failing it." And it's such an interesting and powerful moment, I think. It's a damn good show, and I'm really excited about where it's going.
Yeah, that one episode was really, really good.
Yeah.
I kind of hope, like, I mean, you know, I don't really know what to expect out of it. Like, I deliberately don't watch previews of shows like next week on whatever, because I just want to go into it fresh, and so I have no idea if the next week is like just about one character or like one little story, or if it's just little bits of everybody. You know, like, I have no idea. But if they could do something like this every single time, I'm pointing at the PlayStation as if that is the show. I don't know why I'm doing that. We watched it on something that was over here, but if they can keep that going, I think it could be really strong.
Yeah.
It was really good.
It's the kind of television that I like. And, you know, Dan and I have talked about this because Dan's been watching Game of Thrones. You know, I gravitate towards, like with Lost, shows that are very much about the characters and not necessarily about the thing that's happening. And that's what this show is in a super hardcore way, almost to its own detriment, because there are little things that they'll hint out, like the animals and stuff like that, where there's this little bits of mystery that are so just peppered in that you almost think they could never address it. It could just be that there is something supernatural going on, and for me it would probably be okay, but for some people it's going to drive you absolutely fucking up the walls. Some
right. People need answers. That
yeah,
kind of stuff.
Well, and I think it to some people it'll be a red herring, right? So like there's that scene where he's like shooing away the whole pigeons in the whole episode. He shoos away the pigeons are in the casino, the pigeons keep coming back for no fucking reason. But anyway,
there were some pigeons.
There are some pigeons in the show. Well, I talked about it in the first episode, like the animals in the town are acting weird, but it's in like it's tiny little scenes every now and then, and you're just like, what is that? And then they move on, and then they tell you this really awesome story. So
as long as they don't explain that in some throwaway scene, that it's just the ghosts of the people who have already died.
Yeah, I know. The Whispers was the worst explanation.
It's
I agree.
terrible.
I agree.
That was a dig at Lost, by the way.
But anyway, that's pretty much all I got. Brad, what'd you see in the last 18 weeks you haven't been here?
Not a lot. I finished rewatching Breaking Bad. That was awesome again, listening to the commentaries and stuff. Fascinating, learning about their production style and stuff, and watching behind the scenes, especially the whole shootout in Tajali, which apparently that name is the name of the reservation they film on. It's the Native American name for that land, so that's where that name for that episode comes from.
Is it the one that's like in the last 4 or 5 episodes there?
Yeah,
okay.
Where Hank.
No.
Is that the one where like people afterwards were? Oh no, there's the one where it's the the episode is named really bizarrely, and the name is actually the letters of the elements that make up meth. That's what I'm thinking of. There were like...
That's Felina.
Yeah.
That's the very last one. No, this one's
Right.
a few episodes before that where Hank finally catches Walt.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Felina anagram for finale.
Is he in his underwear?
No, that's season 1. Fuck.
That's the same land, though. That's where they started cooking.
It is. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Felina. Oh, yeah.
Never seen an episode.
It's
You
good.
should.
You
You should
should.
watch it. It's a good
Yeah.
TV show that they made. They call it Breaking Bad. It's good.
Is it like Mad Men, where you're like, oh, you should really watch
No.
the show, and then
No.
Mad
Not
Men, you're
fucking like
watching Mad Men, you're like, oh my god.
I don't want to tell you
Mad Men.
this, but the thing that sold me on the show when I was watching it, I think it's like 3 episodes in, they have to dissolve a body in hydrochloric acid, and
It's awesome. You will adore
and one of the
that
guys,
sequence.
Jesse, doesn't listen to Walt's instructions, so he just puts the body in a bathtub, and hydrochloric acid won't dissolve plastic, but it dissolves everything else like metal. So the body dissolves in the tub, and then like they come back to the house 2 hours later, and then they notice the ceiling's like bowing, and then chunks of the body just fall into the ceiling.
It dissolves through the house. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so stuff happens in this TV show, not like Mad Men.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes. Mad Men's
Wait,
great.
what is the
Anyway.
TV show that he likes that everyone else knows is shit?
Hunger Games.
No, it's a movie.
Spartacus, Blood and Sand.
Yeah, my favorite TV show.
Spartacus
is
is-
Hunger Games.
Spartacus is cool. Spartacus is
Yeah,
cool.
Spartacus is cool.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Friends sucks.
Friends. All right.
The other
75
thing-
million people watch their final episode. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You know what? They're there for me.
What else did you
Where they've
watch,
been
Ray?
for the last 10 years.
Not watching NBC.
They went and
Yeah.
watched Joey. Oh, wait.
Yeah, they were really there for Joey, weren't they?
They were.
The other 2 things I watched, one was, part of Rapture Palooza because it was so boring, so I turned it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
They take a lot of time setting up the world, and then it's like, oh,
Yeah.
now we know what the plot is. Well, I've already
Well, it's
lost
hard
it.
when you
You
have
sh-
a great movie like this is the end.
Did you not
Yeah.
at least like? Oh,
He starts,
you should just watch the end because the end.
No.
So no, I'm gonna spoil it. So God shows up, and God is played by
Morgan Freeman?
Shit, no. The guy who
Peter
plays,
Weller?
No, Chang from Community.
Ken Jeong.
Ken Jeong. So Ken Jeong is playing God, and he's a complete asshole. And then he and the devil fight, and then they get electrocuted in a hot tub, and it's awesome. It's the best part of the movie.
Wow, that took a long time to get there.
Yeah. Yep. Rapture Palooza,
Okay, right.
starring.
I missed the title.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
Anna Kendrick and yeah. You watch the beginning where Anna Kendrick gets yelled at by a grasshopper, and then watch the end where Ken Jeong and the devil fight.
All right.
Yeah.
This sounds like nonsense.
Yeah.
That should be fun.
Because it's right after Jesus gets shot he gets shot with a laser, and he and his horse explode in the middle of the air. So God comes down and is like, "What the fuck?" And then like he and the devil fight and get electrocuted in a hot tub. So end of
Great.
movie.
And then the other thing I watched was Jackass .5, which is basically just the bits that they didn't put in
To the show.
the real movie. Wait, Bad Grandpa, sorry.
Oh, Bad Grandpa.
Bad Grandpa .5 is extended skits that they didn't put in the movie, but they also do like interview style talking about the skits.
Yeah.
So it's I thought it was going to be the wife storyline with Kathleen Keener that they cut out, but no, it's just like bonus skits that they just have like interviews about, and then they show them. Yeah, and that
Pretty
was
good as a shit on the wall.
no. No, I mean, yeah, I can't really remember any of them. They're so kind of throwaway. It's a lot of just Irving just been going up to random people and trying to fuck with them. So see who bites.
Trying to fuck with them.
And then like for the one guy who like they run over the penguin statue or the foam penguin with, there's just more of that guy just flipping out and stuff. And then they have like that guy doing an interview with Giant Axel, like, what'd you think of like that scene? Like, what was going through your head? So stuff like that. So it's more of a documentary.
Like a documentary,
than,
basically.
Yeah.
Huh.
So it's not like another. It's as
like-
long as another movie, but it's not like another movie.
It's like The Matrix Revisited, but with Bad Grandpa.
Sure, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it for me.
Is Andy Wachowski in that a dude?
Yeah.
So it'll be really weird watching that.
Well, Andy Wachowski's always.
Oh, it's Larry
Been
Wachowski
down.
is
Yeah,
the.
yeah.
Oh, Lana. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to ask, is it Lana, or like what's the new name? Like,
I think it's Lana Wachowski.
Yeah. It's Lana. Dan, do you want to talk about
what?
Game
Why
of
don't we
Thrones?
see Jupiter Ascending this week?
Oh yeah, that's what was supposed to come out this week, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh man,
What is Jupiter Ascending?
Jupiter Ascending was that movie where Channing Tatum was in
Is
the
a
future,
werewolf?
and he's got like pointy ears. Channing Tatum is a Vulcan, and Mia Kunis is a magical fairy princess, and the gay aliens are coming and they want to kill Mia Kunis so that they can have the Earth, and then
Cool. What'd you watch this week, Dan?
I have no idea what he's talking about.
Exactly. That's what.
That sounds like maybe a story.
I
don't know.
absolutely am
You're like-
line for line quoting the trailer.
Yeah, that's like the trailer.
Wow. Yeah, I've never heard of that. I've been watching a lot of stuff. We talked about 24. We talked about The Leftovers. That's good.
Yeah.
People should check that out. Long story short, Comcast gave me a free year of like a bigger TV package. Included in that is HBO.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been watching through Game of Thrones. And I'm only 2 seasons in, and I actually don't want to talk about it because I want to get caught up before we
Sure.
get to
I haven't seen
it.
the 4th season. I've only seen them on, as they've been released on home video.
Okay,
so.
yeah, on VHS. On like 30.
Oh yeah, I guess I'd have to
tape
say on
VHS
Blu-ray. I guess home video doesn't exist anymore.
It's good, except that and maybe James has made this exact argument before, but they are not they're not smaller stories that one episode is about. Every episode is just a chunk of the story, and that's fine because I really like the story. But I get the feeling that they just have so much ground to cover that they don't want to waste time doing that. It's only 10 episodes per season. That seems like I haven't read the books, but I know they're leaving stuff out, but I also feel like they're leaving stuff out because of what they're showing me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think I benefited because James talked about how much he didn't like. I actually really like the show, but just like Lost, if I can I watch all the episodes back to back to back, and so it seems more cohesive that way. I think if there's like a week break constantly, I think it'd be a little less enthused watching it.
Well, so an example of something like that would be like if I'm just going to go watch one episode of Lost, something like that. I would go watch The Constant, the one about Desmond, his mind traveling through time, and I could because I've seen it and it's been a while. Even if I weren't watching through the show right now, I could watch that one episode and really like it. Some people couldn't, and that's fine. And I'm not saying the Game of Thrones is shit because of this. No, it's really good. It's really well done. I really like it. I want to keep watching it, and I might even start reading the books. But that's just about all I'll say about that.
I think you're right. Because I got into Lost right after I met James, and I was fortunate.
You're welcome.
I was fortunate to
for meeting me, not for Lost.
Yeah, I watched the last season as soon as it came out on DVD. So I watched 1 through 5, and then season 6 came out the next week. So I literally watched the show beginning to end.
Yeah.
And I didn't suffer from it how other fans did, where there's an 18-month gap or.
Well, and you were outside. I remember I was talking about this. You also finished it after the internet had stopped talking about it.
Yeah.
So by the time you would watch it and you wanted to talk about it, it was like, oh. Well, there's not this shitstorm of fucking hate everywhere where you can't go onto the internet and not feel like you're supposed to hate that show.
Yeah. And I feel the same way about the Game of Thrones, where some people don't like it because of all those stories. But I think I benefit from being able to put in disc 1, watch 4 episodes, put in disc 2, watch 4 episodes. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I think that's where I'm able to get away from that, because I could see how it could be frustrating.
Yeah.
It's because you have to remember all these characters. I'm like, the Lannisters, and I forget who is a Lannister. And
there's the story is really dense, and I have the feeling that if you kind of spend too much time away from it, you might come back and need a little bit of a refresher.
At least there's lots of titties in it.
That helps.
Yeah. I don't think there's lots. I mean, there is at least one scene per episode where there's boobs.
Yeah.
Well, it's
but
HBO.
They're also off. Well, from time to time, they are way over the top.
See, I came to this show after Spartacus, and I think this show's way more tame than Spartacus.
Dude, Spartacus never had I don't remember.
In Spartacus, some dude was decapitated while he was fucking a chick.
But that to me is not as bad as I remember a shot from I think it's season 2 where we're watching people fucking, and then we pull back through a keyhole where one lady is blowing some dude.
Sure, it's in a whorehouse.
And then we pull back again, and there's this woman, and she's wiping shit off of her face, and you're just oh, I fucking get it.
Hey,
I'm watching
James,
HBO.
That's what happens in a whorehouse. Go to one sometime.
But there was no purpose to the scene. The purpose of the scene was, we are at a whorehouse, and then that was the end of the scene.
Lots of kinky shit goes on in a whorehouse.
Yeah.
Have you seen Eyes Wide Shut? Man.
Yeah, have you seen...
that's not really...
Have you seen Shoot 'Em Up?
Hung. Oh, my God. But there's a purpose to that scene. He needs to kill.
Yeah.
He needs to fuck that lady and kill those dudes.
He needs Monica Bellucci.
Yes.
Nice.
Bellucci.
Yeah.
Is
that... Does he... I don't remember Shooting Enough well enough. Does he have to, like, keep... Is it like Crank where, like, he's got to keep his adrenaline up?
No. He's trying to keep a baby alive. I don't remember why.
Maybe the greatest scene.
Oh, there's
the
baby.
There's that scene where the baby's on the little like merry-go-round carousel, and he's trying to make sure a sniper can't hit it. So he shoots his gun at the thing and hits the handles deliberately to start spinning it to make it harder for the sniper to hit it. And then he takes the baby and runs away. And Shoot 'Em Up is amazing, and people need to watch Shoot 'Em Up because holy fuck, that movie is amazing.
I've never seen it, Dan, but now I'm going to.
It's really good. There's a whole rant in there about people not using turn signals. It's really good.
Yeah.
Wait, who's in that movie? Is it Lou Diamond Phillips?
Yeah, Clive Owen.
Clive Owen and
Monica Bellucci.
Yeah,
Paul
and
Giamatti.
then some baby.
Paul
Giamatti.
Giamatti at the end. Yes. Oh man.
I next time I'm out at some store.
Ryan, you'll probably really like.
Cool. I'll have to watch it.
I need to see if I can find it used, or I want to own that. I've only seen it once. I want to see it. So I watched a movie called I watched Exam. Came out in 2009. This is a movie that I saw on a list of movies that take place in like one single location. So like Cube was on that list.
Mm-hmm.
And so Exam is a movie about these 8 people who are applying for a job. And they don't really know what the job is. They just know it's with this really big company. It's a really good job, really high pay, really good benefits, and the whole movie just takes place in this exam room. It's just this room with 8 desks, and they come in to take this test, and they don't know what the test is. And this guy comes in and tells them like what the test is, except that like there's not really one, and so they're all just kind of left sitting. What's going on? Like wondering what's going on, and like it's an interesting idea, but it just falls flat, and the actors are not very good, and the mystery behind it is not interesting. Like the idea is interesting, or they don't deliver on it. It has this famous
Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones.
No, that's not it. I appreciate the effort, though.
Do they end up having to shoot aliens?
No.
Okay.
I'll tell you a good one with Robert Downey Jr. It's called Two Girls and One Guy. Takes place in an apartment.
He means from the list,
right?
He doesn't just mean like a good movie.
I'll
give you.
I'll tell you a good movie.
Jaws.
The Terminator. It has this British actor, black guy. He was in.
Luther.
He was in.
He
was in some of the Pierce Brosnan James Bond movies. A couple of them. He's this famous British actor. Like he doesn't show up in that much stuff over here, but he was in it for a little bit. But I don't know if you want to go watch that. It's on Netflix. You can go check out Exam.
But it doesn't sound like much.
Yeah. I mean, like you know,
based
you might
on
like
your recommendation, I think I'm going to see Shoot 'Em Up first.
Yeah, no, straight up, people need to fucking watch Shoot 'Em Up.
No, it's not.
If you said it, I might know it. If you see his picture, he's a good-looking dude. I don't know. Whatever.
Nope. Don't.
And then, like, not to touch on each one of them, but I just watched all 4 Alien movies for the first time recently, and they're pretty good. I can get why people really like that series.
What's the best one?
What's the best one? I think 1 is the best. I think Alien is the best Alien movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2 and 3 are, I would say, about equal. I think 2 is better. 3 is pretty close, and then 4's got a number of issues. But I still had fun with it. And I actually, after we did that, I also rewatched Prometheus, but I actually saw it before I saw any of those. And rewatching Prometheus, I really like Prometheus. And if people had issue with that movie, I can kind of get it, because maybe they thought it was going to be, like, it was going to lead into the Alien series a little bit more, but the argument that James made to me is the sequel to Prometheus is not Alien, it's Prometheus 2, which they're going to make. It's going to be the continuation of that story, and it ties in, but it's this kind of separate thing that's going on, and that's totally right. And I think Prometheus is pretty good too.
No, Prometheus is a great movie.
To be fair, I stole that from Damon Lindelof.
Yeah, like okay, straight up, I didn't know, but
Wow, you could have just taken
he
credit
could
for
have
your
owned it.
heroes.
Yeah, you could have just owned that one.
No. I like Damon Lindelof too much.
Wait for you to cite your sources, James.
Colin Salmon is that black guy's name.
Colin, yeah, that's the guy's name. He was actually in this season of 24 for like 1 or 2 shots. He was some guard at some point. Yeah, like if people haven't seen Alien, or like not to spoil it, but you should go see Alien.
Yeah, there's a sweet.
Not to spoil it, but it's good.
I was on Digital Bits. They have like a limited edition San Diego Comic-Con cover for Alien. It's pretty awesome.
I could so like kind of the 2 most famous parts of that movie are when the
Chest burster.
Yeah, that, and I didn't know about that, but I could kind of figure out that was going to happen at the time. But the thing I didn't see coming at all was Ian Holm.
Yeah,
didn't see that at all.
Yeah, it got me too.
That was, I really liked that. And it, like even when it was happening, I was like, well, I don't understand what is happening here. And then they like tell you, I'm like, oh fuck, okay. So yeah,
And they do it 3 more times.
And then
in the
they do
next
it 3 more
movies,
times
which
because
totally reduces.
because,
the
hey,
No,
remember
whatever.
that-
Winona Ryder's turn is great.
Yeah.
remember that movie you saw? This is the sequel to that movie.
What if the next time there's a chest burster, the chest burster comes through a dude's head too?
Yeah, I think Aliens is a pretty fun movie. I think Alien is the best, but I think Aliens is pretty fun.
I just can't watch it unless the mute's on. I just hate the dialogue now. I can't help it.
James Cameron.
I
Game
watching some
over,
other stuff.
man.
I don't know. I watched Heat for the first time recently. That's pretty good. Don't really need to touch on it though. No, that's about all I can think of.
Cool.
Yeah.
Rafe, you watch anything this week?
Nothing too exciting. Just It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia on Netflix.
That's always fun.
Yeah. One of my favorite episodes when the gang wrestles for the troops.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that was really good.
He's got a bucket full of walnuts.
I think it was chestnuts.
Is it chestnuts?
He has this bucket full of chestnuts. I mean, who carries around chestnuts? Is he eating them? And then when the soldier gets off the bus and the soldier that Dee's been talking to online, he had hurt his ankle or something, so he's in a wheelchair. But Dee didn't know this. He just sees him in a wheelchair, and she thinks that he's paralyzed. So she was talking to the soldier. Her screen name was Desert Rose, some number. And she shows up dressed like a rose. She has this red shirt on with like green pants. And as soon as the soldier gets wheeled down on his little elevator thing from the bus, and the soldier sees Dee, he's like, "Oh, it's Desert Rose," and she's like, "No, I'm her friend. She just sent me here. She couldn't make it."
I love that all those people are pieces of shit.
Yeah,
And then Frank gives him the jean shorts. Like,
yeah.
here you go.
And then he plays "Kiss from a Rose" by Seal, which Dee was planning on playing
Right.
and singing. And it just plays.
And then it just goes to commercial.
Yeah, Frank is there saluting the guy, and the guy just has no idea what to think of this, and just kind of slowly brings up his hand to salute Frank. And "Kiss from a Rose" just kind of kicks up in volume, and then just cuts to commercial.
So
It's
good.
great.
It's so good. Awesome.
Watch them Chopped. That's kind of a fun show. People cook food. They get eliminated.
Chopped, if you will.
Stan Lee
Yeah.
was on this week's
Chopped.
Hell's Kitchen.
Stan Lee? Dude, did he cook something?
No, he was at the chef's table.
That's awesome.
Oh, nice.
I can understand why it's called Hell's Kitchen, is what he said.
They make a bunch of Daredevil references in the show.
It's funny, the narrator was saying, "And now, I forget her name, Joy's going to avenge her loss." And like all these like Marvel characters. It was pretty lame.
Wow.
But Stan Lee was on it, so it was awesome. Face front, true believers.
What are we doing next?
Fucking box office numbers.
This is the box office stats.
Ape Strong.
Yeah. Real strong.
73 million, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, just about. But as you said, the movie we saw, Tammy, came in at 12.
Mm-hmm.
$?
You know what's...
$12?
$12. Yeah.
Okay, here's the thing I don't like about Melissa McCarthy.
2 matinee tickets were
is
purchased.
people always say that they shouldn't make an issue about her weight, but the movie she wrote, Tammy, makes fun of her not being able to jump over a counter because she's too fat.
Oh, yeah. I really think she can be
No.
really funny. It's
She's-
that, like she has typecast herself.
I know. I didn't. I mentioned it. I watched This Is 40 again, and she's
Yeah.
really funny in This Is 40.
Yeah. Man, I gotta watch that again. That was good.
Yeah, it's $6 at Target on Blu-ray.
Yeah, but by the time I get there, it'll be frickin' 15.
Maybe.
I can see James coming. They raised the prices.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, but what else came out this year, this weekend, James? Over the history of movies that we should mention
Oh.
on here. The history of cinema.
Shit, I
this
didn't-
week on Real Nerds.
Um.
Last week it was Terminator 2.
Yeah, that happened. I'll cut this part out.
Yeah, crazy, huh? I remember seeing that at the Dollar Theaters in Arvada, Terminator 2, and my aunt bought us a ticket for it, and she wanted to go see, I don't know, Fern Gully with my little niece. And we got there so early that we're like, oh, our aunt is in there, and the guy said, there's no one else in there. You guys aren't 17. We said, oh, but we just want to see Arnold Schwarzenegger. He said, all right, go on in there. It was great.
I grew up watching Terminator 2 and
Oh, yeah.
RoboCop like constantly. I was like 5 years old, renting it from the video store.
Yep, me too.
Just-
Same thing.
Just constantly.
I still know that movie like beat for beat, but I still love it.
So in 1982, this weekend, the 28th week of this year, Tron came out to a whopping $4 million, beat out by fucking E.T.
Nice.
Yep.
Because E.T.'s a better movie.
It was in its fifth
You
week.
can't even argue that.
It was actually, I can't.
I haven't
really
seen
can't.
Tron. I haven't seen E.T. in years, but probably
E.T.
a better
I think
movie.
Tron is
They're both good, though.
Tron is
They're both
visually
good.
cool, but I think it's other than that, it's meh.
Yeah. But E.T. was in its fifth week and was still like
Yeah, E.T. is
rocking it
made
hard.
something like $400 million in 1982, so it's like $8 billion now. I don't know.
$4 million in '82 is still pretty impressive, though.
Oh yeah.
There's movies that would kill for that for this day and age.
in,
Random. Sorry.
oh, go ahead.
Random diversion. Are they still making that Tron sequel?
so.
They keep talking about it.
Yeah.
'Cause Tron Legacy was cool.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm sure they're going to because they redid. I don't know if you guys have been to Disney World, but they have this fast track like Chevy test drive where you're in a car and it goes really fast. They just redid the whole ride to be Tron.
Dude.
So I have to go do that ride again.
Yeah.
Do the cars still have Chevy logos on them?
No.
Oh, okay.
I know.
I was kind of excited at the thought of like Tron.
Chevy
Chevy.
Tron.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's Tron, but you're inside the computer in the dashboard of a Chevy. Yeah, I'm hoping so. I just hope they don't take too long that like they reboot the whole thing again. Like I would want them
Oh,
to
yeah.
bring back Olivia Wilde and that dude.
Yeah.
'cause I
Anything
like
with
those
Olivia Wilde
characters.
and skin tight clothes, I'm down for.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, just sitting
She's
around being
pretty.
bored on the couch.
I love
Right.
Olivia
Yeah.
Wilde.
It should be like a dating movie about just the two of them. like,
Hey, and Olivia
having-
Wilde's a good actress.
She is,
And she's
Yeah.
funny.
Oh, I am forgetting something actually that I watched. But anyway, I watched this movie. I'll do it out of place because fuck it, I don't care. I watched a movie called Drinking Buddies that's on Netflix, and it's under comedy. It's not that funny, but it's not bad. It's like they got a handful of
Balls.
of comedians together to do like an indie drama. But basically, Olivia Wilde's in it, and the dude who plays the older brother in Freaks and Geeks, fuck, that's not very good. But hey, there's a handful of comedians that you will recognize, like people who tend
One
to
of the
be-
dudes is from New Girl. That show's pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, surprisingly.
Yeah. Oh, and Ron Livingston's in it as well, and Anna Kendrick. And basically, like these two couples go up into the woods one weekend, and
Do Anna Kendrick and Olivia Wilde make out?
no,
I'm not watching it.
no, Anna Kendrick makes out with Olivia Wilde's boyfriend, and Olivia
Aw.
Wilde is sort of in love with Anna Kendrick's boyfriend.
Do we see boobs?
No,
I'm not watching it.
no, you never see. Actually, no, you do. You do see boobs.
Whose?
Yeah, Olivia Wilde.
Okay, I'll
she
see it.
runs into the ocean naked at one point.
I'll see it.
All right.
I think I heard somewhere that most of the dialogue in that movie was improv.
It feels like it. Most of the movie feels like it's improv, and it's interesting. It's not like entertaining to watch though. So like, and it doesn't go in the directions that you think it will. Like it's this sort of love triangle, and we have to watch Olivia Wilde's character sort of go through this arc where she has to sort of grow up because she's kind of obnoxious in some degrees. And it's okay. it's worth watching on Netflix in an afternoon.
Okay. That's too bad. I was hoping it would be funnier than it was, but
Yeah, it's not as good as Point Break, which came out this week in 1999.
oh man,
Right? Yeah.
Wait,
Seriously.
I am an
99?
FBI
90,
agent.
sorry, 91. 91. It came in out at number 4, beat out by Terminator 2, a reissue of 101 Dalmatians, and Boys in the Hood.
Yeah, because Point Break isn't really that great.
I will fucking fight you.
It's not that great.
Come on.
The character's name's Johnny Utah, right?
Yeah.
fuck yeah, Johnny Utah.
He plays an FBI agent who has to go undercover as a surfer to catch bank robbers. How do you not love that movie?
Dressed
it's
up like-
basically Fast and Furious, but with surfing.
Yeah, they're like the same movie.
And he has one
totally
and he
is.
has one last ride.
And then he rides out into the storm because they're like brothers, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm in the FBI.
Yeah, dude. Oh, that's so good. I own it.
I bet you do.
Yeah.
Go ahead and watch that for
Catherine Bigelow's best movie.
me. No way. It is not better than Zero Dark 30.
Oh, you're right. It's Catherine Bigelow's second best movie.
Jeez.
Catherine Bigelow, female gigolo. Sorry.
That's horrible.
It's like, what a weird last name.
Hey, what's coming out on Blu-ray?
All kinds of shit.
DVD releases and Blu-rays.
By all kinds. So in this case, it's all kinds of shit because Transcendence, comes out this week.
Nice.
Which you all forget that. Heaven is for Real gets a Blu-ray release this week.
Nice.
Sabotage. Did any of us?
No,
see
I really want to
Sabotage?
see it.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to pre-order it because I heard it's like super violent.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Like old school Arnold
It's
movies.
got Sam Worthington in it.
It does.
So-
Hopefully, it just keeps his Australian
Be
accent.
prepared. Blue Ruin, which is that little indie movie that we saw earlier this year, is getting its Blu-ray release. Unfortunately, right now it's like crazy expensive. But if you see it for $8 or so, like I think we all would agree you should check it out. We all kind of liked it for the most part, as I remember. Anyway, that Jude Law show, Hemingway.
It's a movie.
What?
Got good reviews.
Was it a movie?
Yeah.
It's a TV show.
Oh, yeah. Well, the case looks like a TV show, and there was I'm thinking of Donovan. That's the, yeah.
Liev Schreiber.
Yeah. The Hobbit comes out this week. Not the one you like, but the animated season show, like movie from way
Cool.
back in the day.
That seems kind of random.
Yeah, like it's a kind of classy. Well, it looks like they're trying to make it look like the film, like the Blu-ray.
Yeah, of course they are.
They want you to accidentally buy it for your kids, and it says the animated classic all over it. And Jennifer Lopez's Anaconda gets
Nice.
a Blu-ray re-release this week, as well as Last Action Hero.
Yeah, I know. Remember, I told you that, and it has like the original poster art on it.
Yeah,
makes
it
me
does. I want that now.
See, I would buy it, but I'm afraid if I buy it, Amazon's going to send me the same one. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm really nervous about that.
You could go into a store and get it.
But is it going to be in a store? That's the problem.
Twist and Shout probably have it.
Who goes
Yeah,
to
but
stores?
then they're going to charge me $40 for it at Twist and Shout.
Oh, God.
There's also a
Your life's so hard.
Hey, you know what? I just want to be able to order it off Amazon for $7.
Did you get Weird Al's new album?
No, I'll tell you a funny story. Actually, I was going to tell everybody to go buy it. It's going to be my little thing. His album's going to probably debut at #1 on the Billboard charts, and it's going to be the first time ever in his career. I went to Best Buy 3 days ago, sold out.
Nice.
Sold out of it.
wow.
And I kept on meaning to get it. I did watch this really funny video of him schooling this Fox News reporter. Did you watch it?
Yeah, that was good.
Oh, it was awesome.
That was really
So he was talking about how there's no MTV anymore, Weird Al is. And he said, you have to find ways to promote your album. So that's what I did, 8 videos in 8 days. I'm going to go on there. I'm just going to make these videos. We're going to have fun. And the Fox News guy says, so how'd you make money off of it? It's like, I'm not making money off of it. I'm doing this to promote my album, and that way I can make money. But so you're not making any money off the videos you're making? He's like, fuck no, dude. Of course, he's really nice, and he's explaining how to market yourself.
Yeah.
And the Fox News guy just didn't get it. Why he was doing it for free.
Yeah.
You got to do everything for money.
I know. He's like, you're not even getting like $1 million. I keep on forgetting. He kept on asking me if he's getting $1 million for it
Yeah.
Yeah.
because he needs it.
I only brought it up because there's a song on there called "The First World Problems," and like one of the lines is like, "I had to buy something extra on Amazon so I could get free shipping."
I know I need to get that. Me and Brad saw Weird Al last time he was in town. He was at the L.A. Calkins Opera House. I remember it took us forever to find the Opera House.
You and I inadvertently saw Weird Al together like many years ago.
Yeah, Brad was there too.
Oh yeah,
at the
I didn't know
Pepsi
that,
Center
too.
parking lot.
Yeah. I was there.
Yeah, we were
with a friend of mine from middle school. Yeah.
We were the cool guys in the front when he asked for a request, and we said 1 more minute, and he played 1 more minute.
I was like a foot away from it. He came down the aisle and sat in the chair. There was an empty chair in the row right behind me, and he sat there, and he was covered in sweat. It was so gross. He looked like a fat man who had been running for the last 2 hours to save his own life.
Well, he does do a costume change for every song.
Yeah, it's insane.
He's wearing that fat suit in like 100-degree weather.
Oh yeah.
I still love his Weird Al TV that he shows in his concerts, and I've been to 3 of his concerts, and he always has the Eminem one on it. It makes me laugh every time. You know what I'm saying? I know what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? I know what you're saying. Ginger Snaps also comes out on Blu-ray. You skipped over that. That's
really? I didn't see that.
Scream Factory special edition.
Oh, cool. Are you getting it?
I am.
Yeah.
You can also finally pre-order the Batman TV show.
I know. It's $180
Brandon, I
on
talked
Blu-ray.
about it earlier.
on Blu-ray. That's expensive.
It's the whole series?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The
That's
TV
expensive,
show.
but that's awesome.
Yeah.
Wait,
The
TV show?
the
TV
original
show.
TV, not the cartoon show.
Oh,
Not
I
the
thought
animated
that was
series.
I heard that was coming out
if
too.
the animated series was on Blu-ray, I would drop
I would pay
$120.
$180 for
Oh,
that.
okay.
Blu-ray.
For some reason, I thought I heard that was coming out.
Oh,
but
I hope it is. Maybe
it
they'll,
was-
That'd be
maybe they'll
awesome.
announce
They
it
should.
at Comic-Con.
Yeah,
I'm
that'd
sure
be
it'll
awesome.
drop it. I mean, man, $180. That's really
Yeah.
expensive.
Oh,
Um,
random. I was out also at Second Spin this week,
Mhm.
and I saw I think the second collection of the animated series. It was like $50.
Oh yeah.
That thing's hard to find.
Yeah.
Especially they have a full DVD set of all the seasons. That's pretty exclusive.
Wow.
I could find that.
Cool.
But I'm thinking because it says limited edition version Blu-ray, so maybe that's
Oh.
like, like a really nice set, and then 3 or 4 years from now they'll bring out like the Walmart edition.
Yeah, all of the Blu-rays in a box.
Yeah, a plastic case
Like-
stacked together, like the 8 discs. It's just a stick with
Yeah.
all the discs stacked on top of each other.
I just got the 3rd season of Veronica Mars, and I specifically bought the one that there were a couple of Blu-ray versions, and I bought the one that I thought was the original paper box, and it looks like that, but when it came, it was that. And I was like, "Fuck me, come on!"
Yeah,
Packaging
you should have got them
assholes.
when they came out, like I did, James.
I have the original ones for the paper. I was like 8 when they came out.
You weren't.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
I think it's 2004 it came out.
But I have the paper ones for the first 2. But anyway,
Real news.
it's real news. Nobody died.
That's good.
They're still talking about making.
Wait. Did you talk about Bob Hastings dying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember talking about it. So
Elaine Stritch died, but I only saw it
that?
in Law and Order, so
So
not that big a deal, I guess.
fuck,
Dun, dun.
fuck. Like 1 week, I say nobody died, and then you're gonna like fact check me and make sure we talk about everybody who died this week. Edna
maybe
Cosmopoulos,
our
who
listeners are
lives down the
fans of
street.
these people, and if we just skip them, it just
I'm gonna
feels
start
like we're
reading
not.
the obituaries.
My aunt does. That's the first thing she reads in the newspaper. That's weird.
Anyway.
One of my friends died this week.
Seth Gordon's Uncharted is supposed to start production, not necessarily filming, but production early next year.
Cool. They need a Nathan Drake.
They do. You know what I'm thinking? Marky Mark.
I hope that movie's good.
Mark Wahlberg? I'm looking for a fortune.
I think this might.
It's in that Nazi sub over there.
Dude, I would.
That's a callback to the first Uncharted
I'd be
game.
okay with it. I'd be okay with it. Apparently, the people who wrote First Class are writing a Power Rangers movie, which probably doesn't matter to you guys.
It matters to this So Like You Know podcast.
Yes. Oh my God, we should totally listen to what they had. Yeah, but because those guys were super excited about the Transformers being at Denver Comic Con.
Power Rangers.
Yeah. Whatever. What did I say?
Transformers.
Fuck them. They're all the same. This is like little guys who get in big Transformers and they fight. I'm genuinely kind of interested in what they could do. Like, I grew up on the Transformers. If somebody...
The Power
The
Rangers.
Power
The Power Rangers, whatever
What
we're
the fuck
talking
is wrong
about.
with you today,
Stay on
James?
topic.
I'm dyslexic. I grew up on the Power Rangers. If somebody did that today and like little people were getting into giant robots and fighting and like crushing cities, I don't know. I could like that in like a Battleship kind of way. I could.
Sure.
Ryan is like glaring holes
Power
through my
Rangers
head.
is the stupidest show that's ever been put on TV.
It was like a soap opera for kids.
No, it wasn't.
It totally was. It totally was.
I've seen the first movie with the White Tiger Power Ranger.
Yeah.
You know what I remember about it? Nothing.
Yeah,
Except it was
there was
horrible.
that ooze guy, and then the pink chick got into the
Belloc.
ninja outfit. Yeah, it was cool.
They all got in the ninja outfits.
Yeah, but she
then
got
they
into,
came back and they
she
had
got,
like
she got into like a cute pink one.
different robots.
Yeah.
Different robots.
They did. Yeah, they were.
They had to get the ninja outfits to get the different robots
Uh-huh.
that were strong enough to fight.
And she was like in the
fight
jungle.
ooze
She
guy.
was she was in the jungle with Yoda. Like Yoda wasn't there, but she was in that jungle, and then she was like getting into her pink outfit, and it was cute. And that's all I remember about that movie. I was like 8,
So we know when James hit puberty.
The Hateful Eight is apparently shooting next year as well, which is interesting considering how many times Tarantino said that wasn't going to happen.
I'm not going to shoot that movie.
Yeah.
I'm not going to shoot it.
I'm not going to make that movie.
That's
Oh,
my
I'm totally
Tarantino.
going to make that movie.
It was the whole like script leaking thing, right?
Yeah.
He like, okay, yeah, you don't want that to happen, but what do you just not make it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he just threw
That's
a
like
fit for
the
a little
script
while
leaking
and-
for The Watchmen.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody knows the story, dude. No one cares.
So, Guillermo del Toro says we're not going to get Hellboy 3, which is too bad. I would like to see that.
Are we going to
Hellboy
get Gravity
2,
2 instead?
but we are going to get a Ring 3, which I've not ever seen the Ring movies, but you guys are horror fans. Are the Ring movies good?
I like them.
Yeah.
I like the first. I have the first one. Like I
don't
never
need to
saw. I
watch
never
it.
saw 2, but the
Two
first
is-
one's good.
Yeah,
I think.
I think the first one's pretty good.
Yeah.
The second one is a little more like a drama. It's slow building. I still think it's good.
Okay.
But I haven't seen it in a while.
Is the creepy girl going to come out of the internet now? Internet videos?
Ooh,
Oh, yeah.
through
Yeah, how do you get somebody
DSL,
to-
so she comes through faster.
Yeah, the new movie would simply be like, kid gets a VHS tape and goes, "What the fuck is this?" and throws it away.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what you do with it. It could be
Ooh.
a DVD now. They could transfer it to a DVD.
Off of their phones. It could come out of their phones.
I feel like that's already a movie like Pulse or something like
probably.
that. with
I have that
Kristen
movie too.
Bell.
Kristen Bell. She's so cute.
Is that a movie where a ghost comes out of your phone?
Fuck, I don't remember. I have it on DVD and I've watched it like once. I don't remember.
Either that
I
is
remember
or
Kristen
like
Bell's in it. And she's cute.
White Noise with Michael Keaton. There's one of
My
those. movies
favorite
is
thing about
that.
Kristen Bell is her beautifully asymmetrical eyes. It's
What?
wonderful.
Don't you mean symmetrical? They're perfectly
Symmetrical.
symmetrical.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
No, you meant the first one.
Fuck you, Brad.
Apparently, Tusk is coming out
September
on
14th?
September 19th.
19th.
So that's fast. But cool.
We mean fast. He's been done with it for like a year now.
Yeah. I feel like, well, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't seen anything about it, so I'm surprised that, like, anyway.
That's a Kevin Smith movie, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So how did we get here? Because last I heard he was doing
He was retiring.
that hockey movie.
Yes.
That was going to be his last
Nobody
movie.
wanted it.
And that, oh, okay, that's what happened?
And then nobody wanted Clerks either.
Oh.
And now he's wanted. Dude, he can make those movies real easy. He just, like, he threw him to the wine scenes, and the wine scene said no. Or with Hit Somebody, he wanted to make 2 movies, and that was a huge project. And I don't know why it got shelved, but
The Weinstein said they don't want to pay to make Clerks, but they'll
Right.
pay
They'll
to distribute it.
yeah. Which it's going to be real easy for him to go get money for Clerks. That's not that. That's
I
not going
don't
to be that.
know why he
hard.
needs $6
Yeah,
million
I mean, if
because
Potato Salad
he
can
made
get
the first one for
kickstarted,
22.
anything can.
Yeah, but that was also 20
Hasn't.
years ago, and he wants it to not necessarily look like it was made on video. Like, $6 million is a really low budget for
True,
a movie like that.
but it's like
I will say that Sinister cost $9 million. So, I mean, you can make a decent
Yeah.
movie for.
yeah, and,
well, he wants
and we
six,
don't.
but I'm
we
just
don't-
saying, like, if his thing is like he's only gonna make movies that only he can make, and like everyone can make a movie nowadays, like on digital, like he should be able to scale that budget back. If he has
Yeah.
like a dance number, I'm sure he can cut it out.
But if Kevin Smith wrote a funny dance number, I would want to see it.
Yeah,
Especially because like the comedies to me are less interesting from him at this point. I am more interested in the Hit Somebodies and the Tusks.
at the same time, his
just 'cause
friends aren't
Red
getting any
State-
older or any younger, so
Yeah, he needs to make those movies.
yeah.
And the very last thing is Captain America's black and Thor's a girl.
That's
So-
weird.
Yeah.
Iron Man came from Apple, too. Did you see his new suit?
Yeah, Iron
Yeah.
Man's suit is now silver. Whatever. It's cool. Captain America has been black before.
Yeah, I'll be all right.
So why is Marvel changing things up so much?
Yeah, because comics do this all the time. Why did DC reboot its whole self like 2 years ago?
Well, that's why Marvel's doing it, because DC was so successful with the New 52
Yeah.
that now it's Marvel now, so they're always redoing their books. And
Yeah. I think Thor as a girl is cool.
yeah, it works.
People are saying Thor's now considered a Disney princess.
Fuck. You know what I don't give a shit about? What's considered a Disney princess?
True.
Because the best female animated character made in the last, 10 years, nobody's talking about. Legend of Korra. So that's the news for this week.
Cool. This week we went and saw Snowpiercer at the Alamo Drafthouse, Littleton. James, should people go see Snowpiercer?
Yes. Yes.
Rafe, should people go see Snowpiercer?
Yeah, I had fun with it.
Dan, should people go see Snowpiercer?
Yes, I think so.
Brad, should people go see Snowpiercer?
I guess. I spent a lot of time critiquing the way stuff in the world works more than I was actually paying attention to the story.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
I don't know if you have to see the theater, but it's a fun watch at times.
Actually, I thought it was pretty awesome. In fact, I'll call it beautifully violent. Here's the trailer for Snowpiercer.
All aboard the murder train.
This chaos. 1,000 people in an iron box. 18 years I've hated a train. 18 years I've waited for this moment. This is the world. The train saved humanity.
The engine lasts forever. The population must always be kept in balance.
I said sit down.
Passengers, eternal order flows from the sacred engine. We must occupy our preordained position. I belong to the front. You belong to the tail. Know your place. Keep your place.
Those bastards in the front think they own us.
We'll be different when we get there.
What do you say?
We take the engine. And we control the world.
When is the time?
Soon.
This is disorder.
We're going to the front. Open the gate.
We know you well, Mr. Curtis. We've been watching you. Precisely 74% of you shall die. Everybody back!
I'm not a leader.
You're already a leader.
This is your destiny.
I think this movie suffers from being very much a metaphor world and very much Korean. Which, if you've seen a lot of those
It's based
Korean,
on a French graphic novel.
I know, but it's made by
Yeah.
a Korean filmmaking team,
Yeah.
and so like the world to me feels like a lot of the Host or Old Boy, where the world is not completely constructed in a way that necessarily. The world that never feels like on the other side of that wall is stuff that actually makes the world run. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which I think is sort of what Brad was getting towards. Is that like you walk into a train car and you're like, wait, how does the food get from the back car to this car? And no, why aren't these people ever eating the food? You know, you have those questions.
And how do the assassins get all the way to the back of the car without going through them in the first place? I don't.
Right, exactly, yeah. You feel like you're skipping
assassins,
cars.
I'm sorry.
That really crazy guy at the end who's like almost indestructible. Like,
He got lost in the melee of the torch fight. He was in the torch fight.
I know he's in the torch fight, but I forget
he
what it
comes
was.
back and he gets
But
yeah, I
there was
mean,
this one
just-
point where some people came out of the back, and I was like, "Wait a minute, that doesn't make how they." I can't pinpoint the exact thing, but
Yeah.
I just remember the feeling like my head asking the questions, and also like, maybe there's compressed time, but there's a whole section where people sleep in the the back end, but the front end is just the party end. So there's like no extravagant like hotel sized.
Well, they walked through that area. They walked through. That dude was like reading his books. That chick was like measuring people at Taylor.
Yeah,
the
there was like a dentist. Yeah,
Yeah.
like, and I kind of had to take it on faith that they didn't show every single bit. They didn't show where
That's why I assumed
Tilda
it's like-
Swinton slept.
Like,
and all
where's
this shit. Like obviously she slept somewhere,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
The front end's supposed to have like
Yeah.
all the best stuff, but
Yeah.
it just seemed like small versions of the same thing.
Well, I guess we should tell.
It's like little slivers of it, which is what I'm trying to say. Is like that's how Korean, in my experience, that is very common in Korean filmmaking. Is that they are more interested in what they're trying to say and the action and like story beats they're trying to hit than making the world feel cohesive.
I guess we should say
But,
what the movie's about.
Yeah, we
because
should.
it's kind of a
Yeah.
small movie. Basically, the world has been as global warming is happening. They shot some sort of chemical in the air and it froze the Earth, or
yeah, like
to
it
block
overcompensated for
it
global warming.
overcompensated global warming, and the last remaining human survivors are on this train, where the poor people are in the back of the train, the rich people are in the front, and the poor people are subjugated by the rich people for whatever
Various reasons.
reasons.
It's like
Much
Metropolis,
like the
but-
Hunger Games.
Yes,
or Metropolis, but on a train.
but to me, I think this movie is. I think the movie's really good, and I think it's anchored by a great performance by Chris Evans,
Yes.
who continues to impress me. When I saw him in Not Another Teen Movie, I thought he was a pretty good actor in that. And then he becoming Captain America, and then seeing Winter Soldier this year,
Cellular.
those other movies he's in.
Fantastic Four.
Hey, in Fantastic Four,
Sunshine.
he's definitely the best person in Fantastic Four.
yeah, totally.
Sunshine's honestly one of the first times that I was like, dude, this guy's really good.
And
Oh
it's,
yeah, he was in Sunshine.
yeah, and it's the movie is. I don't know. I really liked the movie, and I thought the way it was shot was amazing, and just has these cool beats in it, and it was all the action was sliced with this great drama of people being separated.
Yeah, so you skipped over the fact that like Chris Evans plays a guy from the back, and he sort of builds a revolution, and they start working their way towards the front and fighting and killing whoever they need to in order to get to the front and take over the train.
And there's just moments, the part where they find the doctor and his assistant, and then they go through a few rooms, and the girl who's like a clairvoyant says, "Don't open this door," and they open the door, and all those dudes with weapons are there. And then it's like this operatic, slow motion, like violent death, murder and maim, and blood flying everywhere, and just wonderfully shot. And then they kill the lights, and then they do like with torches. I just thought it was really cool, and like the action's really good in it. I just thought the movie was really awesome.
It's got really awesome parts, but it just reminded me, one of the things I noticed what I was talking about before is Wilford, you get to his car, and based on their dialogue, I assume that he spends all his time in there.
Mm-hmm.
But like, where's his bathroom, and like, where does he sleep? Because all he has
They're
is
in the
like a
drawers.
dining table and a stove, huh?
They're in the drawers. So the drawers come out, and they become his bed, they become his bathroom, they become... All the drawers are different things.
Oh,
Yeah.
Bam! Made
Yeah.
that up on the spot.
I can.
Actually, I made it up
But I
while
think it
was
goes back to
see
what,
that,
what,
but-
what
Yeah.
Dan was saying. You just have to take some things for faith.
Yeah.
It's just like I can say, well, if I'm going to watch a Spider-Man movie, I have to believe that he's going to shoot his web and hit a building and be able to swing.
Instead of just a
But-
magical point up in the
Yeah,
air,
and
that
the
we
train's
can't
going like
see.
200 miles an hour, and like everyone, there's scenes where people are just nothing. The scenery's inside the car is not shaking at all.
I noted like they. I actually think that they were I really like this movie, but it was pretty inconsistent, and there's some stuff like that. There's a whole part at the end where Chris Evans has his whole like emotional speech thing with the guy that is helping him get to the front, and there's no movement in the background. The car wasn't moving, the train wasn't moving apparently.
I don't know. I was on a
It's
train
supposed to
in
be
Paris that was going 200 miles an hour, and it felt like it wasn't moving at all.
I think the idea behind this train is that it speeds around the world to stay where it's the warmest, so that they can survive, something like that. Otherwise, why are they moving?
Well, it's got an engine, and that engine is perpetually the engine has some kind of cold fusion generator thing in it, so the engine will always keep going. So they just have to live on the train, and I don't know why they can't just stop the train.
I think I was actually back when,
but I don't know that I care.
When I was interested in this a while, like when I heard about this movie that was coming out. I thought the point was that they're trying to say like where it's going to be the warmest, and that's why it goes like around and whatever. I don't know. It's some of the other stuff that I thought was really inconsistent about it was like inconsistent in a way that I really enjoyed. It's the whole scene with the like the school.
Yeah,
I love that scene.
And tonally, it's
like
just
the first like 2 or 3 minutes. I was like, I don't know what they're doing. I don't think I like this. And then
Yes.
like it starts to get really funny, and the teacher is really funny, and like they're
Alison Pill.
There's this like propaganda that they teach the kids about like if the train stops,
We all die.
and like it was really funny,
Yeah.
and then it kind of turned like. Won't get too specific, but there's some action in the later part of that scene, and that was thought that was really like just nicely done too.
Well, I think too in that scene though, if you watch Chris Evans' performance in that, he's the audience, because if you watch his face and stuff, he's basically going, "What the fuck is going on?"
Sure,
here?
yeah, okay.
Because all the kids are happy-go-lucky, and the cart is so brightly lit, and if you go outside, you die. It's a really unusual thing, and the teacher starts singing, and she puts her foot down so the piano spins around the classroom. It's really bizarre.
Now that I think about it, I might argue against the thing I said earlier, which is that I think he might intentionally be making that stuff inconsistent, because I realize, like with that stuff, it feels very. Bong Joon-ho kind of feels like he's got just the right amount of Terry Gilliam crazy in him. So like there's things like, because I thought of it because of the end of that scene when the guy comes in with all the eggs, and it's the end, like it's their 1 year, it's the beginning of a new year, and so like he's giving everybody an egg, and there's that kind of stuff where you're like, this is weird in a way that like somehow that's just what the world, but he doesn't have to explain like that's this world and this is what they do at the beginning of every year, like everybody gets an egg for whatever reason. And so I think it's possible he might intentionally be making us feel like everything is kind of segmented and we don't know how this really works because those people don't know how it works.
Yeah. Sure, that's fine. I mean, it doesn't.
I'm not saying
it doesn't have to be realistic.
Right.
Those things stop me from paying attention to the characters and stuff. So
I
and
totally
again,
agree.
why? If they do have the guns that work, why did they not give them to the guys to stop the resistance? But I guess he said they need the resistance to happen every once in a while.
Right, exactly. It goes to
that
Matrix Reloaded scene at the end when he meets the architect, and the architect's like, "Wow, you're gonna go into this door, Neo."
When's the last time you saw the Matrix?
It's the same.
I know, because I don't remember the
same
Matrix,
scene.
but that makes sense to me. I'm like,
the Matrix Reloaded. He goes to see the architect. And
Well,
the
even
architect's like,
before
"Go in
the scene
door."
at the end, I just assumed that they tried to hold off the revolution with the murderous train car full of axemen.
Yeah.
Before they had to resort to their guns because they probably don't have very many bullets left.
Right.
So that's just what my thinking was.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
But going back to the New Year thing, one of my favorite parts was before they get to the school car.
Yeah.
And when they were still fighting all of the axemen, like suddenly like this guy shows up and blows a horn, and he just announces that they're coming up on this bridge, and just like everyone stops fighting.
Yeah.
And then like suddenly they start counting down, and when they hit 1, they cross over this bridge, and then everyone just yells "Happy New Year."
Yeah, it is weird.
Yeah. And then as soon as they were across the bridge, right back to fighting.
And it was a thing that I didn't even really understand until they went to the school, and I was like, oh, they do a lap every year, and so that bridge signal. I'd sort of figured it out before then that like that bridge signified it, but I didn't understand why.
Yeah. Well, I was just kind of thinking that maybe they lost track of time and they were marking it by that bridge.
Yeah, exactly.
And the movie does a great job of just giving you enough to carry you through the movie, because the scar on Chris Evans' arm, and you're like, why do people not have limbs or stuff? And then he has that huge monologue at the end about how he was a piece of shit before, and why he wasn't able to make the sacrifice, and then he makes the sacrifice to save humanity. I don't know.
To do so, yeah. It's actually something I really liked about it, is that right before that scene, I was kind of feeling like, I don't know that I like, am I supposed to care that much about Chris Evans? Like, this is badass, but like, I don't really know anything about this guy. And then that scene happened, and I was like, dude, I want to watch this movie again.
Also, so the movie starts off by telling you everything living in the world is extinct.
Yeah.
And then it says, oh, but yeah, there's this train full of live people. And then they feed people with like an infinite amount of crickets that survived The freezing.
Little cockroaches.
Yeah.
Cockroaches?
Cricket Jello. It's black.
It's whatever. Yeah.
Well,
But they have-
how old are
where do they get-
cockroaches? I mean,
where do they
I
get
think
new
they're
ones?
Like millions.
They're probably growing. They probably need them in order to help them grow those
well,
plants.
it also goes back to the thing that is this really the last people on Earth?
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not the last animals because you saw the polar bear at the end.
Yeah.
So again, I think it's all propaganda. He wants to keep people on this train.
Yeah, but do they stop once in a while to get more cockroaches?
No, they've got
They breed them?
Like they've got a whole aquarium car. Like they also had a whole car where they were growing plants. Like they clearly have to have some bugs and life.
I'm going to
to
quote Dr. Ian Malcolm here. Nature finds a way.
Life finds a way.
I'm just assuming there's a car. There's a cockroach breeding car.
No, here's the thing. That vat of cockroaches is actually so large that the cockroaches are breeding on top and having babies, and then working their way down. So the vat of cockroaches is constantly replenishing itself.
Tilda Swinton was really good too as the evil lady in it.
Yeah.
I just
she
thought
was weird.
I just thought, given Chris Evans's monologue, it would have been way more interesting to find out that it wasn't cockroaches; it was just people because they were trying to thin out.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but that goes against what the big reveal at the end is. So.
Yeah. Tilda Swinton was great. Just real like creepy character.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to know that woman.
Yeah.
I was reading an interview with Chris Evans, and that character in the graphic novel is actually a man. And
They call him Sir at the beginning.
and they were going to change it to yes, ma'am, and she said no, I want them to call me Sir because I want to be asexual. I don't want people to look at me in a sexual way. It was a really interesting interview with Chris Evans at the movie.
Tilda Swinton's weird.
She is.
There's something about her that I really like. I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
know what it
No,
is.
she's a great actress.
She's like
just like ignoring her acting ability, which like she's good, but I just like to watch her also.
And how she can transform because I mean in Grand Budapest she's a 90-year-old woman, and in this just buy her for some reason. You're right. There's just something exotic about her. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, she is very androgynous, and I don't know. Like there's something about her that's really unique. I thought just kind of one really cool thing that they did, and they did this a couple of times in the movie, but the part that sticks out the most is she's in the back of the train giving a speech to all the poor people, and the shot is from behind her looking back towards the back of the train at all these people, and it's showing like 4 or 5 cars, like train car lengths back in the distance, and because they're like going around this track that's curving, you see like the sight, like the curving going on in the back of the trains, and you'll only see like 1 or 2, and then they'll come out on a straightaway, and then you can see further back. And I thought that was really cool. That kind of like just this nice little like besides just the scene moving back and forth in a little bit to remind you they're on a train. A little thing like that, I think, is just a really cool shot and a really cool way to do that. And that's why I thought that part at the end was really inconsistent, because there's in that one scene there's no movement. It's still.
Well, it's also supposed to be a really dramatic.
They could still a little bit of just a little bit of movement.
Just shake
just
the
the tip. Just the
tip. It's like J.J. Abrams. Just shake the camera just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit more.
So like people should go see it. It's a cool movie, but like it's not without fault. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I had fun.
I did
Go
too.
Chris Evans. Go Cap.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I liked this more than the host. So I'm excited to see what this guy does next.
Is the host? Sorry, is the host the one where the girl was in the pit and there were aliens?
I don't know if it's an alien. It's some kind of monster. It
It's
runs
like
around
monster.
and it, like grabs girls and throws them into a pit. Yeah,
Like a sewer pit, like a drainage
yeah,
thing?
yeah. And
I
she's
saw
there
the
and
host.
she's like, ah! Yeah.
I don't remember anything
And
else
like
about it.
her dad and her uncle like drive a van that gets attacked by the host on a road. Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. Anyway.
Next week we're seeing Hercules.
Yeah.
With Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. So make sure you check that episode out. Thank you for listening. I'm Ryan. Do you have something else?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can't not say anything. So tomorrow is the anniversary of the Aurora shooting. So just, I would be remiss if we didn't say something about it while we do the show this year. So go to Aurora Rise and check out their website. Donate, because there are still people who need help. So there's not often that we do a show that I don't think about that. So
always do.
Yeah.
Just only.
Yeah.
Bye. Visit our website, realnerdspodcast.com. You can tweet us at real_nerds. You can email us even, realnerds@gmail.com. Like us on Facebook. Hey, stream us on Stitcher. You want to call us? 720-6nerds5. And download us on iTunes. Just search Real Nerds. Thank you, Joe Kempter, for the wonderful voiceover. And also Spark Mandrill for the wonderful late-night jazz smooth sounds of movies. You can find him on SoundCloud. This has been a Nebulous Visions production.